Pastor George Borkart, and this is another Higher Things video short. Was Jesus really born on December 25th? That's the subject of today's Higher Things video short. Hey, if you love our videos, if you're learning about your Christian faith in places you never expected to learn about your faith from, Missouri Synod Lutheran pastor and his Jack Russell Terrier who can't catch a treat anymore named Thor, go ahead and like and subscribe today. Cut Thor some slack and hit the subscribe button. You can also go to support.higherthings.org and give today. Your tax-deductible gift on this Giving Tuesday is helps us to give the gospel to youth, helps us to pass on the gospel to our youth. I also invite you to take a look at the Higher Things Reflections, which are free devotional writings on the Higher Things website. I will put the link in the description. Free Advent devotions. They're like the gospel. They're free. Look at Thor. He wants some too. All right. Date of Christmas. 200-ish. None of the early writers, Origen, Tertullian, Quirinius, speak of a specific date for his birth. Around 200, we start getting two different dates for his birth. And they're pretty important days in the Christian church. December 25th and January 6th. The Western church observing his birth on December 25th. The Eastern church observing his birth on January 6th. You know January 6th, that's Epiphany. It's bigger than you think, but we'll get there. By the 400s, universally accepted. Probably by the 300s, probably by the time that Constantine converts to Christianity, we're celebrating his birth on the 25th of December. Was he born then? Well, first let's get the anti-Christian scholarship out of the way. If you heard that Christianity borrowed the pagan holidays for that was on December 25th and adopted it for the birth of their Lord or the birth of some pagan god, that's not what actually happened. The early church writers would tell us that. They don't mention it. They make mention that of all sorts of things, but they do not make mention of the church stealing this. And if the date of Christmas is sort of set in the 200s, this is before the Christians were adopting pagan festivals. That didn't occur until after Constantine. So the idea that Christmas is some sort of, the idea that Christmas is some sort of adaptation of a pagan holiday doesn't really bear out. What probably happened was scholarship was done in the early church to ascertain the date of Jesus's death. Probably from the Gospels, 14th Nisan, which is March 25th. And there was a commonly held belief in the ancient world that the date of your birth and the date of your death are somehow connected. And so what ended up happening is the date of Jesus's conception was set on the 25th of March, which is the same day as they believed he was crucified. That date moves because of the lunar seasons, because the Passover moves. So Easter's a pretty solid day for his resurrection, and it's all based upon when the sort of stuff happens with Lent. But they sort of thought, well, if he was conceived on the 25th, he was born on the 25th of December, 9 months later. And that's a pretty solidly held belief throughout the church. The business between Gentile Christmas and Christmas is settled a little bit later on. January 6th in the East was the whole shebang. And I still think we should celebrate that as the Gentile Christmas. It should get a little bit more love than it does. Now, what if Do I believe that Jesus was born on December 25th? I think you have a 1 in 365 chance of it being correct. I'm pro. I'm one that thinks that the history of the church is right on this one, but this is not something to lose your sleep over. The important thing is not getting the date right as much as it is what's going on. And Colossians 3 tells us that we're not going to get all wrapped up in the days, Sabbath days, new moon festivals, or anything important like that, which we deem important. What we're going to do is fix our eyes on Jesus. And so whether Jesus was born on December 25th or January 6th or some other day, doesn't change the fact that he was born. And he did live. And he lived for us. And he did suffer. He suffered for us. And he did die. He died for us. That's the important thing. The date and getting it right, not as important as the truth that when Quirinius was governor of Syria and Augustus was Caesar, probably between either 2 or 6, 2 BC or 6 AD, in that range, something actually happened, and a virgin gave birth to a son, and she wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger. That's the big deal. Getting the date right, not as important as the actual celebration of it. Me personally, I can't help it. I think he was born December 25th. But do I care if I'm wrong? No, I don't. No, I don't. So, as we prepare for his coming in Advent, with certainty, fix your eyes on, be watchful to see him come in the manger, on the cross, for you on the altar. I'm Pastor George Borkart, and this has been another Higher Things video short.